song from the album called Islands. En español, Islas. Is it on? Is it on? Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. Is it on there? Let's find out. Can people hear me in Facebook land? All right. We are Brian Andres Trio Latino. You're listening to Christian Tumalan on the piano. Aaron Germain on the bass. Brian Andres. And we're playing some select numbers from our recent album, Mayan Suite. And the last tune was a tune composed by Aaron Germain called Igashi Nakano.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go ahead and do another tune off of the album. Beautiful tune by Mike Manieri named Islands.
Two bars of three.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3.
What is it?
He's asking if you want to talk before.
Oh no, that's just an original tune. That's all. Okay.
facing you, like closest to you.
There you go.
Towards me. Mic on?
Hang on.
Check
You
it.
might have got it unplugged.
Good.
You just get stop playing.
C2H,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah. Let's just stop playing. There you are.
Not yet. Almost. Okay, I'm ready.
Thank
All right, now can you hear me out in Facebook land?
Oh no. Got one more song to do, go ahead, Max, right?
All right, these last two tunes were featured on our album Mayan Suite, which is out now. You can find that on all social media and streaming sites. The little jazz odyssey that we did was composed by Christian Tumalan. That was the title track, Mayan Suite, a nice 5-piece suite in tribute to Mayan culture. And the last tune was another Tumalan composition called Si Tu Ves. And next thing we're going to do is an arrangement by Christian. No, what do we got next?
Go ahead, Max.
Not a match. Yeah, we're gonna play this tune and then take a break. And this is a first tune off of our album, Mayan Suite. You can find that if you want to stream it. You can check it out at Bandcamp and multiple other places. We are coming to you live from Mr. Tipples in San Francisco.
I just want to, I'm Roger, I'm the GM here. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Jay and his new baby daughter, Lucienne, who just came into the world. So congratulations to
Yeah,
Jay and Jake and Hudson.
Congratulations. Got a match.
All right, take a break, we'll be right back.
Half hour.
Not quite.
Hi guys, welcome back to Mr. Tipples. My name is Roger. We're going to be doing a quick cocktail demonstration for you while the musicians have a little break. So just stick around. They're going to come back for their second set very shortly. But for now, I'm going to be showing you how to make something called a bourbon flip, also known as a whiskey flip. And just so you're all aware, we do offer cocktail delivery here in San Francisco. So you can contact us Tuesday through Sunday from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. through Caviar, and we will deliver directly to your home. This is not one of the cocktails that we offer. However, in the coming weeks, we will be doing demonstrations of the cocktails that are actually on the menu. So stick around for those. You can see exactly what we provide. But if you are interested, just go ahead to Caviar and you can check out the menu for yourself. So what exactly is a bourbon flip? So a flip is an entire category of cocktails. It's similar to a sour, but whereas with a sour, you're using just the egg white, a flip uses a whole egg. So this is going to get you a really nice, viscous, creamy consistency. This is traditionally a cold weather drink. It's something kind of akin to eggnog. It has a similar flavor profile and a similar sort of consistency to a lot of bourbon-based eggnogs. However, this is more meant for sort of single consumption as opposed to a large punch bowl. And as Mark Twain pointed out, the coldest winter he ever spent was a summer in San Francisco, and we are in the midst of that right now. It's been really windy. It's been pretty chilly, so I know I'm looking for something that's going to warm me up just a little bit, and I think that the bourbon flip is the perfect drink for that. Now, keep in mind that not every bar that does sours can do flips. sours using egg white. There's actually a lot of bars that are now starting to switch to sort of vegan alternatives to egg whites. So you are going to just want to make sure that they actually have whole eggs available before you ask for this. But it can be a really special treat if you can get it. So a traditional bourbon flip calls for simply bourbon, some simple syrup, the whole egg. That's it. You just basically shake the devil out of it, and you pour it into a glass, and you're good to go. And that's definitely the version that you can make at home, and I'll go over the specifications for that in just a moment. But what we're going to be doing is kind of our special version of the bourbon flip that uses some different ingredients that you probably don't have at home. However, if you are interested in getting them, they make a really cool addition to your back bar, and you can find some neat uses for them. So the traditional version is 2 ounces of bourbon. You're going to use 1 ounce of just simple syrup, which is just a 50-50 mix of white sugar and hot water. You basically just stir it together till it forms a syrup. You let it cool, and that's all you're going to do. And then a whole egg, which I'll show you how to use that in just a second. Now, some versions also call for maybe about a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, which actually really kind of helps the foaming action with the extra acid. And you're also going to see some versions include a little bit of cream. You can totally do that if you really want to up that viscosity, but I think that it's a nice, rich, creamy drink even without the addition of cream. And some people don't really like the dairy element, so that's up to you, but I really don't think that it's totally necessary. Our version does not use cream. So, getting started, what we're going to be doing, it's a little bit different. We're going to be doing lemon juice, Luxardo apricot liqueur, this Nonino Aperitivo, which is basically an Amaro, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And then we're using Wyoming whiskey. Now, I definitely recommend bourbon. You can do this with basically any whiskey that you like, but I don't recommend something really smoky or something with just like a ton of extra flavor that isn't like a nice sort of sweet, neutral bourbon, because if you really try to infuse too much flavor into it, you're going to really throw the balance of the drink off. This is a really delicate, creamy, very, not really refreshing, but a soothing drink. And if you try to infuse too much other stuff into it, it's going to throw it off, and you probably won't like it as much as if you just use like a nice bourbon. Again, I definitely like this Wyoming whiskey. I think that this is a really good product. If you want to try Buffalo Trace, I would recommend. Four Roses Small Batch, all of these, Woodford Reserve, they're all sort of really nice mid-price whiskeys where you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck out of them. So all of those are great options. So what we're doing here is we're going to be doing 2 ounces of the bourbon. We're going to be doing a 1/4 ounce each of these two spirits, and then we're going to be doing a 1/2 ounce of the lemon juice. So we're going to start with the lemon juice, and of course a whole egg. So 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Now, the reason we're using lemon juice a little bit more than you would use if you were just using simple syrup is that the sweetening agents that we're using, these two liqueurs, are very, very sweet. They're actually more sweet than you would get out of a simple syrup. They have a higher proportion of sugar in them, and they have a lot of extra flavor too. So this Luxardo apricot liqueur, very, very cool product. It's, like I said, it's very, very sweet, and it's got a really strong apricot flavor to it. So a little bit goes a long way. Any more than a 1/4 ounce, and it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. And that's going to be true for just about any drink that you might want to use this for. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to get this. But it's really delicious, and it's even good just over a very small amount over some ice. You can drink it sort of like you would drink absinthe. It has that amount of strong flavor to it, but it's not nearly as hot as absinthe. It doesn't have quite as much alcohol in it. All right, so we're going to be doing the Nonino liqueur here, another 1/4 ounce there. Again, very, very sweet, a lot of really complex flavors in that. I would liken this to something like a curacao, like a dry curacao. And then we're going to be doing 2 ounces of our Wyoming bourbon. And we're going to take our egg. Now, whenever you're using, if you're going to be doing a sour, you're going to want to make sure that you're cracking your egg into a separate tin while you separate it out, because you really don't want to get eggshell and stuff like that in there. And you want to make sure that, most importantly, because honestly, and I'll show you in a second, the eggshell is not really the main concern. The main concern really is that you don't want to get any yolk in with your sour because it's going to really throw off mostly the color. Probably won't really notice the flavor if there's a tiny bit in there, but the color will be messed up, and that's not what you want. But since we don't really care about that, I'm just going to crack it right into the same tin that we put the rest of our liquid ingredients in, and one of my favorite things is I just throw the shell right in. Now, I can do that because we're going to be double straining this. You're going to end up getting all of the shell out of there with the fine mesh strainer that you're going to be using. And actually having that shell in there does help break the egg up a little bit more than even just the ice. And as you're going to see in just a second, anytime you're doing an egg-based cocktail, you're actually going to do 2 rounds of shaking. You're going to do first what's called a dry shake, where you shake it without any ice, and that's going to help break up the egg and foam it up and get you where you want to be in terms of consistency before you dilute it. If you put the ice in first, if you shake it as long as you're supposed to, you're going to end up diluting the drink more than you really want to. So we're going to start with our dry shake. And now this is a pretty labor-intensive drink. You really want to shake the hell out of it. You've got to go for it for kind of a while, or else you're not going to get the consistency that you're looking for, and you give it a nice, hard shake. So, the best method that I can recommend for something like this is actually get a couple of people involved. It could be fun, if you're doing this at a party, maybe make it a few of them at a time. You pass the tin around, and you have everybody take a turn for about maybe 30 seconds or so, and you get through 3 or 4 people, and then you probably have it shaken to the consistency that you're looking for. So I don't have much more to say about it, so I'm just going to kind of keep going. And like I said, you really want to get a hard shake. Sorry, my tin's not quite as sealed as I would like. Now, the other thing with this is you have a lot of different options for garnishes. The traditional garnish for most flips is actually going to be nutmeg, which really adds to that sort of holiday, sort of Christmassy feel to it. But any, kind of nice sweet baking spice is going to work great. Tonight, I'm using cinnamon, and I'm using a little bit of walnut, actually. And you're going to need a microplane or some sort of grater to really get that on there. I mean, if you have the pre-grated cinnamon, that'll work okay too. But as with anything, I always recommend using fresh. So get yourself a cinnamon stick and just grate it on there yourself. You can probably kind of hear the eggshell rattling around in there a little bit. And that's good. That's helping kind of break everything up. It's sort of providing a similar function to the ice. All right, should be good for now. All right, and I'm going to be using a large cube as my ice. So that's going to help with diffusion. It's going to basically help move all the liquid around a lot, and it's not going to dilute quite as much as if you use a bunch of smaller cubes. You really want to get that ice moving through the liquid, pushing everything around, and that's what's going to help foam your drink up to the appropriate degree. Sometimes the tin doesn't seal quite the amount you need. You can actually kind of hear, if you listen closely, you can actually hear the ice melting in there and getting smaller, and that's exactly what you're looking for. If you really get good at it, you can put in the exact size of cube that you need in order for the entire thing to dissolve in the drink, and then you'll know you're done. But that one wasn't quite there. So we're going to go ahead and pour it out, and you can see it's nice and foamy and creamy. And if we did it right, it should come up just about to the top of the glass. All right, looks great. Now the last step, just a little bit of garnish. So I'm going to be taking my cinnamon stick. and a little bit of walnut. All right. Check that out. Yeah, so got a lot of complexity. You've got a nice, creamy, sort of relaxing drink, great for cold weather. The apricot really adds a lot of extra flavor to it. The nonino really adds some more depth to it, but neither of those really throw off the balance. You end up with a sweet drink. It's really balanced out with just a little bit of acid from that lemon juice. And of course, you know, the bourbon is actually sort of the secondary flavor that you get out of it. This is actually fairly boozy, but it really doesn't taste it. So you can, you know, really kind of drink a bunch of these if you have the patience to make a bunch of them. And, you know, you're going to feel it, but it's not going to taste like you're drinking just a ton of booze. So really, really delicious drink. I think it's a pretty underrated drink and something that's worth asking for once you have the ability to go out and get one. All right. We are going to be swinging it back to the musicians. So enjoy the rest of the show. And have a great night, everybody. Thanks.
drums. Yeah. I said it here.
So, escucha now? Is that working?
Let's do someday first. And then,
Okay.
And then this is a drum solo there. viento solar? Cool. Cool. Top buckle.
Which we doing, the scooter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. The last tune was composition by bassist Aaron Germain,
Yeah.
Escucha.
The name is
Yeah,
Escucha.
we are coming to you live from Mr. Tipples in San Francisco. Keeping jazz alive here in the Bay Area. And you want to say something, Roger?
I was just going to say, don't forget, please support the local artists. There are Venmo links in the description of the Facebook video, and you can see on your screen right now, just below, the names of the musicians, the Venmo links. So don't be shy. Throw them a little money. It's tough out there for everybody, and every little bit helps.
We do appreciate the coinage.
Yeah.
And also, just another quick shout out to Jay and Jake and Hudson for new baby Lucien, who just entered the world, I think.
Right on. Yeah,
Yesterday.
and once this is all over, make sure you come to Mr. Tipples in person. Support jazz and the bars and restaurants and nightclubs that are supporting us. So, all right, we got one more to do. We're going to do this last tune here, again featured off of the album that we just released this year, Mayan Suite. This is a Tumalan composition called Viento Solar.
Bye.